Welcome back to the Turo 100 series, where I am walking you through every single detail that you need to know about listing your car on Turo and operating a successful and profitable business. In today's video, we are going to go over a listing photos guide, because this is literally one of the most important things after you have already acquired your vehicle and done your research, because it is kind of like the first point of sale that a potential renter sees when they are looking for a car. And so you really want to make sure that you deliver on your photos. And there are some very particular things that you need to know when taking photos of your car for the Turo platform. Now, I'm going to share with you guys here my screen, and we are going to look at some of the listings. Now, nothing drives me crazier than when I see listings that have not so great listing photos. So no offense at all to any of these hosts on the platform. But for example, if we look at this Mercedes-Benz Metris Cargo 2023, not a great photo. You know, it looks like one of those vans that's gonna pop open their door and kidnap you, right? Like, I'm not super excited to see that picture of that van. And when a potential renter is looking to rent a car, they are doing a search in their area, right? So the very first thing they're gonna see is that key photo for your listing, and you want it to be attractive so that they are inclined and enticed to click on your listing and to learn more. So don't do this. Very important. Do not do that, because it's not appetizing to the eye, right? We want to give people something really nice to look at. Now, I am really happy to see, as I do this search in my own area, that a lot of people have really taken out the time to maybe go park somewhere scenic with something green, something nice in the backdrop, versus just, you know, an average parking lot that isn't so appealing to the eye, to get some really nice photos. Now, one of the key things, or the first key thing that you need to know when you are taking photos for your car, is that Turo automatically crops 20% of your photo. So essentially what that means is the photo that you are taking is automatically going to get zoomed in by about 20% by the platform, right? Why they do that, I'm really not too sure, but it's been like that since day one. So what that means for you is when you are taking your listing photos, you are going to need to take about 5 to 10 or even 15 steps back. So you're really getting a wide shot of the car, because when you upload that photo, you're going to lose about 20%, right? And it's going to get zoomed in. Then that way the car is positioned really nicely when somebody sees your listing. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that. Let's grab a listing that looks really nice and pretty to us here, and we are going to dive into it and see what does an amazing listing look like and how you can replicate those same results for yourself. All right, here. I mean, right away, obviously, this BMW i8 stands out to me. It's a beautiful blue car. The doors look awesome open. So let's go ahead and click on this listing and see what we will find. So now also the next thing that I want to point out is that you'll see on this listing that this host has 14 photos uploaded, which is fantastic. And I believe the maximum you can have is about 20. So in my opinion, you want to max out the number of photos, just showing every angle of the car, inside and out, the trunk, the odometer, the seating, just so people know exactly what they're getting when they're renting your car. But as you can see from this listing, how appealing it is to the eye. It's beautiful to look at. I want to know more. I want to rent this car because it looks amazing in the pictures, right? And you literally do not need anything more than your phone to take these photos. You don't need to hire a professional photographer. You don't need any kind of special camera. Just simply using your phone is going to give you very high quality photos, because the technology is so advanced these days. So what I want you guys to take from this listing that I'm showing you guys here is how the different angles and how the car is positioned, and the fact that this host took the time to go to a nice scenic location to take these photos and just give it a nice backdrop, make it a little enticing, right? So you can literally go anywhere for free. I know exactly where this place is. It's called, I think, the Arctic. It's like a bus station, I believe, that they newly built. Looks awesome, right? Just super cool, very different, very unique, very appealing to the eye. So now we're seeing all the different sides of the car. We're seeing the car with the convertible top up and down, just showcasing that, hey, it's a convertible. Enjoy the California sun. It's going to be beautiful, right? Showing some of the finer detail. This is a roadster model, like very cool for anyone that's a car enthusiast. And then, of course, showing that dash, showing what the front seats look like. And again, as much detail you can go into, the better it is for your guests. So you just really want to make sure that you are getting every angle of the car, and you're going to go about it very methodically, right? You're going to do front, then a quarter turn, then the side, then the back, and then maybe another quarter turn, and then the other side of the car, and then you're going to open the car, get the inside, the driver's side seat, the passenger side, the back seat, the trunk, right? All of these things are really, really important. And then if your car has any special features, like it being a convertible top, show them photos of it with the top up and the top down. A lot of times people are traveling, right? So they want to know how much space is in the trunk, right? Because people aren't familiar necessarily all the time with the cars that they are renting. So all of these things are really going to help them grasp, exactly what they're renting, and it's going to make it more enticing. And it's also going to eliminate any potential questions that they might have because they've been answered through the photos. So very important. Now remember, the key thing here is take those 5 to 10 steps back because it's zoomed in, and then of course upload those photos to your listing and just see exactly how it's positioned on the listing. Now there are a few things that you cannot do when it comes to photos for your listing. For example, like Turo doesn't want you to advertise any sort of towing with the vehicle, right? Because towing is prohibited on the platform. They really don't want you to put any text or advertising or symbols on the images because they want to have a very consistent experience for all the people coming onto the platform. So those are a few of the key things that you want to keep in mind. Now, I am going to post a link down in the description below with an exact guide to how you should do this and anything that is prohibited directly from Turo, but these are the key things that I want you guys to really notate. And in my personal opinion, one of the things that I love to do is to really take my car out during golden hour, right? So in the evening when the sun is setting and you have that beautiful sunshine that's really golden, it just gives a really nice hue to images, and that's why it's called golden hour. And if you can just find a nice location in your area, somewhere that's a little bit scenic, can you pull over somewhere and get some great photos? Most places have that, right? And it doesn't have to be necessarily nature. It can even be industrial if you're in the city. There are tons of really cool and great landscapes because a lot of that, when you can showcase that in your images, it also allows people to kind of visualize themselves at that destination, right? And maybe what their trip might be like. So I see a lot of people who are, for example, in the Miami area. They take tons of photos of their cars in front of Miami Beach, which is beautiful. It's a stunning backdrop, and that is what people go there to see, right? They want to see South Beach, and they want to see the beautiful ocean, the turquoise colors, And so it really puts them in the mood. So taking great photos is so important. And I really think that, even when you first list your car, you shouldn't take any stock photos that maybe the dealership had. You shouldn't upload those. You should immediately go and try to get some great photos and then improve them over time, right? So just take that time. It usually is something that is such a small task that's not very time consuming, but it's going to go a long way because remember, this is the very first thing somebody sees is that main photo when they're searching for a car. And you want it to really entice them to, pick that car and make sure that they rent that car from you. So it is a major selling point.